Hello everybody, now we're gonna start with Unit 8, Workbook Part 2. Now working with non-defining reality clauses. We're gonna work with something similar as we did in the previous workbook activity. In this case, the same, choose the word that best complete each sentence. As you can see, we have different vocabulary. It's turn that you can pause the video and then to practice out with me. So let's gonna pause the video. Alright, now we're gonna reveal the answers. So number one says seatbelts alone did not protect car passengers enough, which is why researchers found solve a safer solution, airbags for cars. That's the modifying, or this sentence, this really clause is modifying this sentence. That's what we're working in this section. I'm gonna highlight this example because we're gonna do something similar. We're gonna create some similar sentences. Number two, you need to explore, organize, solve your information before you present it to other people, otherwise they won't understand it. Okay, so it says you need to organize your information before you present it to other people, otherwise they won't understand it. Number three, our report then says explored several possibilities for increasing the car's efficiency. Number four, the board of directors analyzed, found, organized, and it's analyzed the alternatives carefully when they chose a new location for the research facility. And then number five, it's important to consider many solutions when you are solving a problem. And number six, our science experiment didn't work. We made a mistake in the calculations. All right, so these are the answers of this exercise. Now let's gonna continue to the next section, which is grammar. In this case, we have to use we're gonna read the conversation, find the mistakes in underlined sentences, and rewrite them so that they are correct. The mistakes might be use of commas. This is really simple. So because our non-defining, remember the difference between defining and non-defining clauses. The defining clauses, they give essential information. In contrast, the non-defining, they give extra information, and they are between commas. No, so the collocations in commas, it's important. So now it's turn to pause this section, the video. Then you could practicing writing them. These examples, as you can see, it moves at only about 20 miles an hour, comma, which means, then there's a parenthesis with that, we need to leave now. Okay, so let's gonna reveal the answer. Right, number one, it moves only about 20 miles an hour, which means that we need to leave now. It's only about 20 miles an hour. It says only about 20 miles an hour, comma, which means that we need to leave now. Then let's see the number two. The buses are even slower, comma, which is why people avoid using them. The buses are even slower, which is why people avoid using them. The buses are even slower. Buses are even slower. Then it says which is why, comma, okay, comma. So we put it, remember that we use it before the relative pronoun, which is why people avoid using it. So let's gonna mark here the mistake in order to identify it easier. So the buses are even slow, which is here, we need to have the comma right here. Here, you see, comma, which is why people avoid using them. The number three, the office is a short distance from here, comma, which means that it shouldn't take long. Okay, so the office is short distance from here. Okay, then we have from here, there's a comma. Then says we have to rid of the relative, the pronoun here, it, which means, so this is not necessary. This is not necessary. Which means that it shouldn't take long. Then the next one, next part, it's the four. True says, and we can get some exercise too. It's great. We can get some exercise too. Then we need a relative pronoun, which is great. And that's it. Alright, now let's gonna go to the next section. In the next section, write sentences about these topics. Use non-defining reality beginning with which is why or which means that. For this exercise, I will require you to complete it with your own information. We have here the common cold, the ATM, video chatting, pollution. First one says, there is no cure for the common cold, comma, which is why researchers are working to find one. So this non-defining clauses are modifying or are giving like an explanation to the other clause. No, so they are like stating a reason or explanation, right? Then you will do exactly the same. So this video, I want you to post with a comment using relative pronouns, as we are doing here, modifying sentences. Okay, so you may pause the video in this moment. And now we can continue to the next activity. The next activity says combine the sentence with non-defining reality clauses beginning with which is why and which means, that's in parentheses that, so it's optional, or which is plus the adjective. Let's gonna take a look of the sentences. People feel the need to keep in touch. Period. Social networking sites are popular. I'm gonna mark the periods, no, because normally when we have a period, we're gonna substitute it by a comma. So people feel the need to keep in touch, comma, which is why social networking sites are popular. Now it's time. We're gonna pause the video in this moment, and we're gonna start revealing the answers. Okay. Okay. Take a pic of the sentences. Right. Now it's turn to reveal answers. For the number 2 says new diseases are being discovered all the time, period. Researchers have to work even harder. It's very important to add the commas and making the substitution of the periods, okay? So people feel the need to keep in touch, comma, which is why social networking sites are popular. Number 2, new diseases are being discovered all the time. And we have is going the time, comma, which means, and then the parenthesis that's optional. Researchers have to work even harder. Then the other possible answer, new diseases are being discovered all the time, comma, which is why researchers have to work even harder. Then the number 3, some people like listening to music on vinyl records, period. It's strange to me. So we can use which is strange to me, which means that's strange to me. Okay, there are many possible ways that you can use it. So remember that we are giving or modifying or giving a explanation. No, some people like listening to music on vinyl records, comma, which is strange to me. Number 4, traffic congestion is becoming a major problem in cities, period. New types of public transportation will have to be developed. Then traffic congestion is becoming a major problem in cities, which means that new types of public transportation will have to be developed. Traffic congestion is becoming a major problem in cities, which is why new types of public transportation will have to be developed. Okay, so we have both expressions. And the last one, reality TV shows are cheap and easy to produce. There are so many of them now. Then reality TV shows are cheap and easy to produce, comma, which is why there are so many of them now. It's important to add the commas. Don't forget that. So we have here the 2 clauses, and then we combine it using which is why or which is, and depending if we have like an adjective. Now, the last exercise, it's a practice of reading. Read the article quickly, choose the best title for the article. Okay, so you may take a pic to read it. You may pause it. Okay, and you can check it out, read it, analyze it, take your time. All right. Now it's time to see the answers. No, so it's read the article quickly, choose the best title for the article. Okay, it says what everyday creativity means. That will be the best title because it's talking about this topic. And then we have read the article again, choose the answers that best reflect the ideas in the article. So let's gonna do it together. Number 1 says, according to Zorana Aidshevik, how many people naturally show signs of creativity? It says letter B, more people than most of us think. Okay, you may pause the video in this section too. Okay, then second, according to the article, which of these personality traits is not as commonly linked to creativity? That's A, impatience. Then Rebecca Rillinger had the idea for fundraising even when she says creatively reused some clothes. And number 4, Michael Root or Michael. No, wait, this is Mitchell. Ruth Bernstein believes that creativity can be, it's found in everything we do. All right. So that will be pretty much it for the unit number 8. This is Workbook Part 2, and we were with relative clauses, with non-defined relative clauses, modifying modifying sentences with non-defining relative clauses, using the expressions which is why, which means that, okay, using this type of expressions. Don't forget to post this video using completing this exercise, and that will be pretty much it for today, guys. Hope that you have a wonderful day. Take care. See you later.